I want to come back so bad. Even our staff that has been with us to India, every day we come to the office and it's like, when can we go back to India? I will say though, if you want more Easter eggs, just go back to the very beginning of the music video, look around, see what you might find. It might lead to some theories. So, definitely since day one, Taemin from SHINee has been my number one like dance inspiration. Like his entire career path, his story is just something so incredible and so inspiring.
Hello, Alexa. Welcome to Pink Villa, and a very warm welcome to you from India as well. We know you have a special connection to India, and we couldn't be any happier or prouder about it. So thank you so much for squeezing us into your tight schedule.
Of course. Thank you so much for having me. I'm very honored to be here today.
So I would like to start with charting your career, let's say. So if I track back a little bit, so from cosplayer to voice actor, cover dancing, being a theater major to an idol and a superstar and an icon basically, you're pretty much the Kim Possible of K-pop, I would say.
Kim Possible of K-pop. I like that. That.
That works out because your Korean name is Kim Se-ri as well, so it's just perfect.
Big brain energy right there. Big brain energy.
It's great. So, and your music has created pretty much like a cultural revolution when it comes to female representation in K-pop, strong female representation in K-pop. So how do you feel about this journey so far?
Wow. Man. I mean, yeah, if we're gonna trace all the way back, I can definitely tell you that when I was ordering my first cosplay wig off of Amazon when I was 13, I never thought that I would wind up being an idol and pursuing my dream as a performer in South Korea when I was like fresh out of college. Oh my gosh. I never thought that I would be here, and the journey getting here has just been this wild, crazy roller coaster, but I've enjoyed every single second of it, and I definitely wouldn't have changed any single thing that has happened to me on my journey so far. And I'm really grateful to hear that people seem to think that I'm making like a impact with this like strong female kind of thing in the industry, and that's all I can hope for. I feel like there needs to be more representation of different sides of women and how strong we can be in every essence of the word of strength. So, yeah.
From Alex Christine, the dreamer, to Alexa, the dream, the absolute dream. What was something that you held on to get you through the harder parts of the journey, if any?
For one, I've always been a little bit of like a perfectionist ever since I was a kid. Like I would finish late on tests because I would go back and like triple check my work sometimes. I mean, not to say everything I do now is perfect, still far from it. But in my sense of the word, I just always wanted to achieve perfection. So, you know, I've always had this drive for improvement and everything. And my love for performing, of course, has been, I think, the major like key factor in driving me this whole time. But also another one is getting a chance to interact with like everybody from around the world, whether they're a fan or somebody who's just a casual listener. It's always an amazing experience to see like this global like impact that K-pop has in general, and I'm just really honored to be a part of it. So
that's adorable.
Thank you.
So with your latest comeback with Never Let You Go or Oremania and Alexa H or Alexa Heart, you're exploring a whole new avenue of emotions and a musical genre that is strikingly different from the Alexa sound that we have been familiar with so far. So was this part of the big plan of the Alexa multiverse all along, that different versions of Alexa would correspond with musical genres that essentially fit the avatars?
That is a beautiful question, and the answer to it is definitely yes. From the very start of this Alexa Multiverse, Alexa project, like before I even debuted, we had everything like on the back burner, just thinking of how this concept is gonna roll. And the fact that Alexa exists in this multiverse means there's just so many endless opportunities for multiple Alexas to pop up and for there to be multiple subgenres following those Alexas. So the opportunities are endless.
I mean, we already have rocker Alexa and ballad Alexa, so I'm super curious as to what you might have in store for us in the future.
Oh, I am as well, and I know some things, but I cannot share them because secrets. But there's stuff we're preparing. We're preparing some stuff, so.
Coming back to the music video for Never Let You Go, which is really interesting and it's beautiful. So if there's anything that AI troopers, myself included, have learned from being with you on this journey is that your music videos are gold mines for theorists because they're jam-packed with symbols, hints, Easter eggs, and a lot more. So we slowed down the video to Never Let You Go. And at some point around 3 minutes and 1 second, we see a tiny little picture of a broken candy lollipop inside the heart drawn in snow and the number 26, which also pops up in like the teasers for the music video as well, a significant number of times. So I want to ask you, is there any meaning behind this? And should we be going right back and rewatching the music video again to like catch on these hints right after this interview?
Okay. Well, what I can tell you is, yeah, you're right. My music videos are always full of so many things that sometimes I don't even catch the first time through. Because sometimes like I know what's gonna go in visually, but then sometimes when the videos come out, like I'll catch something or someone will tell me something and I'm like, oh, that's in there? Oh, that's awesome, that's cool. So it's kind of an interesting journey. Every time a video comes out, like I know some things, but at the same time, I'm on the same page as y'all. Like, what was that and what does it mean? Somebody please tell me. But in regards to the little, the lollipop and everything inside the heart, there's something behind that. So people were smart for catching it. But I will say though, if you want more Easter eggs, just go back to the very beginning of the music video, look around, see what you might find. It might lead to some theories. So, yeah.
From what I understand, with Never Let You Go, you're opening up like a new chapter to the Alexa multiverse, which is going to be called Project Parts. I am really curious. Can you tell us a little bit more about Project Parts and whether it will derive from the main storyline?
Yeah, I mean, Alexa H the Heart, it's definitely going to be following, I guess, the more human side. Maybe H could also stand for human, but then again, we don't know if this Alexa is a human or not though. But the heart represents emotions, I guess, and like human attachment. So, you know, while Never Let You Go kind of experienced the sad parts, who's not to say that later on Alexa Heart can't be experiencing angry human emotions? You know, we might get something darker, fiercer. You know, we might be experiencing actual love, but like not sad love like Orimania. We might get like a giddy kind of schoolgirl kind of love. Who knows? I don't know. Maybe I do, maybe I don't. But Project Parts in general, it's definitely going to be focusing on different aspects of, I guess, what people would consider human. And because Alexa is an AI, it's just kind of delving into how human am I or was I? I guess that's kind of the whole idea behind it.
You've been dancing from a very young age, and today you're one of the most powerful and expressive dancers in the industry. And your own choreographies in general are intense and lyrical and very, very, very detailed. Out of all the songs that you have, which one do you enjoy performing the most?
Oh, first and foremost, thank you for that lovely string of compliments. Oh my gosh. I do not hold myself on that level at all, but thank you. Man. I mean, all my songs are like my children, and I cannot choose a favorite child, but which child do I like to spend more time with sometimes? I don't know, I think I am gonna roll with Bomb, because at the end of the day, it was my debut choreography, so every time I get to perform it, and it's kind of nice to watch it and see, okay, how much did I improve from last time? It's like, oh, does this move finally look as good as I wanted it to when I debuted? Like, it's kind of a little checkpoint thing for me.
Speaking of dance, your 2020 K-pop dance medley, that was incredible. I was getting breathless while watching it, and it popped off. It went viral, as it very rightfully should. So I just wanted to ask, which one of the dances was the hardest for you to pick up, and which one was the easiest?
There's two that are tied for the hardest one for me. The first one is ATEEZ's Answer, because that dance, there's such specific lines and like forms of movement that I didn't want to get wrong. because it's like you see them as a group, but then I have to put that energy into one person. And so that was difficult. And then the second one I definitely think was Twice, I Can't Stop Me, because I've never really tackled like a girlish choreography before, and there's so much power and strength in these movements, and I feel like it's very underrated for girls. But it was just interesting trying a new concept that I haven't personally tried yet in my career. So those two were definitely the hardest, but everything was so fun to do for that one. It was just so much fun.
Which artist would you say do you look up to in K-pop for dance?
Ooh, that's another good question. I mean, since day one, I feel like I didn't say Sunbae for ATEEZ or Twice. Whoops, sorry, Sunbae. But definitely since day one, Taemin Sunbae from SHINee has been my number one like dance inspiration. Like his entire career path, his story is just something so incredible and so inspiring. I just hope to someday be somewhere near his level. I'm not gonna dare ever say on his level because that is impossible. No one is on his level. But I dream to someday be near his level, like 20 feet away from it at least. But yeah.
You've been serving and we are living for it, especially with that podcast with Jay of Day 6. How did I get here? That's just the highlight of my week. Do these conversations and mostly disagreements extend to beyond the podcast?
I mean, the thing is, wow. I mean, sometimes it extends outside the podcast, but it's more or less like if we talked about something in one episode, the next time we film together, he or I might bring something back up again, and it's like, why are you starting this again? But no, like, I mean, I see in the comments all the time, people are like, oh my god, the sibling energy. And like, realistically, Jay honestly has been like this older brother figure that I never had. Like, I have a younger brother, of course, but I was the oldest sibling in my house, so I never had like that kind of figure. But I mean, in the 3.5, 3-ish years that I've known him, he's been a very pivotal person in my life. He's really a great person to go to for advice, and I really treasure that. So yeah, Jay's a cool dude. Thanks for listening to Hadig.
So one last thing that I've been waiting to bring up is your style and sense of fashion. Because even now you're gorgeous, you're stunning as always, but something that really stands out is your style. I really want to ask, how do you curate this unique aesthetic for yourself?
I mean, I think one of the major contributing factors to how I'm able to dress at the moment is because K-pop is something that is so open to being experimental, I guess. So there's always room for trying something new, pushing the envelope a little and seeing what works and what doesn't. I would say I've always had a pretty outspoken sense of style. I always liked something loud, something gritty. Right now I'm kind of living through my aesthetic that I wish I had in high school and middle school. So I'm living for that. I think it's just all thanks to this industry being so experimental. Yeah.
Is there anything you would like to say to your fans all across the world and to your Indian fans especially?
Yes, ma'am, there is. Wow. Of course, a tremendous, gigantic thank you to literally every single AI trooper across the world, or even casual listener that has stumbled across my stuff as Alexa, or even just on the podcast for Hadig and Dive. Thank you for showing support. It does mean the world to me because sometimes at the end of the day, you guys are all I have left, and I could not be more grateful to have such a loving and sturdy support system such as you guys. And specifically for fans in India, I promise I will come back as soon as pandemic is bye-bye, because I want to come back so bad. Even our staff that has been with us to India, every day we come to the office and it's like, when can we go back to India? When can we go back to India? We miss it so much. The people, the hospitality, everybody was just so warm and friendly and just beautiful souls. So we will go back when things are safe. So please hold on and stay safe and healthy until then, please. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for your time. And thank you so much for the interview. And we hope we can do this again and again and again.
Absolutely, Ashley. Thank you for being a wonderful interviewer.
Thank you so much.
Of course.